If you've hired for cleaning or facility solutions roles, you already know the playbook most industries use doesn't translate well to a deskless, schedule-driven workforce. Applications may come in fast, candidates can disappear faster, and the old "I'm going to post a job and pray someone applies" approach turns into a disappointment. Today, we're going to dig into why traditional recruiting can break down and what actually works when you're hiring for reliability and real world performance. And to get into this, I'm pleased to welcome a first time guest, Wells Yee. He's founder of an AI powered recruiting platform built specifically for our industry. Wells, thank you for joining us today.
I'm so glad to be here. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself since you're a first time guest.
So I live in Evanston, Illinois, and I started and ran a house cleaning company for many, many years. So during this journey, recruiting, dominating our operations. So because I have some data background, I have MBA, with really fascinated by data. So I was able to really, testing about data, about AI, how we use that to improve our hiring performance. So the result is very amazing. So that's why I wrote the book, and also established a platform to help out to spread the best practice.
Now, Wells, I have to say that in ISSA, in our media platforms, we have talked about, we have written, done interviews, we have covered how to find good workers, recruitment, hiring, onboarding, all of that. I can't even count how many times we've done that. But you told me before we got on that this is going to be a different discussion. Why is that? Why is this going to be so different?
I think the difference is we can summarize between the two critical things, data versus intuition. I think that my old way of recruiting is very much based on intuition. And intuition is actually could be powerful if it is equipped by data, but that's not what we usually do. Many research showing that when we recruit, we form opinion unconsciously, by the way, very quickly, seconds to 5 minutes. Then the recruiting process become a confirmation process. So that's make the traditional recruiting has many holes in it. And so the data-driven approach is try to collect data to restrain our own judgment quickly. Then delay it, get all the information, then we can make an informed decision. And only then the intuition can be very powerful.
I think we have all heard the cliche, don't judge a book by its cover, and that's very natural that we do that. So you're right, that intuition, but the is important, but that data-driven component, you mix it together, that's going to add some value. But I do want to ask about this uh, because we're not talking about just one type of the industry. We're talking about residential cleaning, commercial cleaning, facility solutions. What's the biggest mismatch that you see happening when some approach hiring for these different types of jobs?
I would say that let's say use house cleaning versus commercial cleaning can be a very good example to elaborate. So one thing difference is that when we evaluate um, the qualification attribute, there are many things overlapping. For example, in either cases, we really want to evaluate physicality. But on the customer service uh, area, house cleaning have more in-face interaction, in-person interaction with clients. And for commercial cleaning, it a lot less. So therefore, there are some differences. So I would say that there are many things are similar, like physicality, worldview, manageability, coachability. All these important factors are overlapping. Then also there's some areas due to the different operations have different requirements. I mentioned about client-facing customer service capabilities and travel sensitivity and some other like pets, sensitive to pets. there's different level of requirement. So we do have a different requirement, but also overlapping with majority of these critical criteria when we evaluate an applicant.
Now, Wells, I know that we've talked a bit about what this means for hiring technicians, those who are going to do the physical work of cleaning and taking care of facilities. But some watching may wonder, you know what? I need a facility manager. I need a higher level employee, someone to watch over people. Does this conversation at all fit that type of hire?
Absolutely, it is. So the same thing that we got to resist for the initial intuition, the initial judgment, and then evaluate the key areas consistently to everybody. And then we're going to look at what the data is telling us, the pattern, then make a final decision. Yes, I would say that the process is the same, the mindset requirement is the same. And the only difference here is that our model is trained for cleaning technician data, hiring data. So for manager hiring data, there's not directly AI recommendation, but this data-driven process is still going to make the manager hiring a lot better. That's exactly what we are doing as well.
So when you talk about using AI to help with all of this, you're talking about the analysis of what's coming in.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So what we want to do is to quantify, to really look at the data consistently, and so that we can really understand what this application is about, applicant is about. But most importantly, we link the assessment data with the performance data. So this is the key. So we cannot just intuitively thinking about a pattern, who likely to be successful, in my impression, things like that. We are evaluating assessment data in a quantified way. Then we track this person's performance down the road after hiring. Then we can see a potential of very valuable, vital relationship between this combination yield great result, this combination yield bad result. And in fact, AI and the statistics are very powerful tools to do that kind of analysis.
Okay, I have a long question for you. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so cleaning businesses deal with high applicant volume, crazy schedules, location-specific needs. They might be in one spot or they might move around as they do the work. Talk about the AI approach to help fill those roles, other than the traditional we're hiring posted on some job board. Because you talked about the data to analyze the information as it comes in, but what about before that? How does AI help with the posting of information?
So AI can help us to identify, the job itself. What is the most important thing about the job, right? What the data analytics tell us, what your job should have, the features that can stand out against your visible, which is other cleaning companies, and the invisible competition. That is, many of the employees in the cleaning industry, they have other alternatives such as retail and food service, caregiving, all these are our direct competition, right? So the AI can be very powerful to identify what is the most important thing that our job must have in order to stand out, in order to be regarded as a great job. Believe it or not, can be a great job.
hmm I like that. That's good. Good information.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the applicant's viewpoint. So, if I'm applying to work for your company, when am I going to learn that AI is part of this process? Like, am I going to be interviewed perhaps by an AI tool?
So how we use AI is that we believe AI is a great tool to empower our human recruiters to make much better decisions. So they are not replacing human. Okay, they are combined with humans' capability. We have a sweet spot. So because of that, we have no hesitation to disclose. We disclose, right? If there's a tool here, we let people know about it. We will ask them to, they have choice to opt in and opt out, they have a choice to say, yeah, I don't want to, can I have a human review? In fact, they can do that in certain aspect of the application. So disclosure is a very important precondition for fairness. When you disclose, you provide the option, and people are trusting your disclosure, and they likely to make a very good decision. In fact, most of them have no problem with that. But some people, if they choose not to, they are fully respected, and the platform will make sure that this step will be like, say, AI scoring. So actually, AI scoring agent do a little bit better job than human scoring agent. We do that testing between human, right? But if people try to opt out, we'll respect that. We'll do a human scoring. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I just was thinking as you're doing the process as a potential employee, and you're like, wait, is this an AI tool? Almost like a chat bot on a website. You discover it's not a real person talking to you, it's an AI tool. So I like your solution there, Wells. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, okay, another question I was thinking is that if you strip away the resumes, the buzzwords when we're hiring people, trying to find the right people, what are the top one or two potential employee traits that you've noticed AI has focused on that can predict success in a cleaning role? And how does AI help you find those faster?
AI is very good with pattern. They try to figure out patterns of different factors combination. And it also can identify very well about, the top ones. That your question. What is the top 2 or 3 ones that we really value, right? So one thing really stand out is actually pretty universal, in my opinion, is conscientiousness. If somebody is conscientious, they are aware, they are worried about how they do. They want to do a good job. That is a very good sign. Another one, very powerful. Also, I noticed this is across different industry. That is coachability, because this environment in our cleaning industry, things are changing. So many things are changing. So therefore, we have to be able to adopt. People have to be able to learn, to be coached, to achieve excellence, to become better, right? So the ability to be coached, coachability is really, really critical as well.
Mhm.
And so therefore, when we evaluate them, we use different ways to figure this out. Use different questions, sometimes surveys, and use consistent criteria to make sure we understand their coachability and their conscientiousness in terms of quantified score. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Last point I want to get into as we wrap this up. Let's say you have a room full of hiring managers you're speaking with. What advice might you offer them as they're thinking, I want to do this, I want to use AI, I want to make a difference? What might you tell them?
Two things. One is that it's easier than you think. A lot of tools nowadays is turnkey solution. You literally just try to learn a process. You don't need to become an AI specialist or a data specialist. And so you can really embrace this revolution to make your hiring very much faster, and the turnover rate is reduced dramatically. Number one. So it's not does not require you to become a data scientist, to have sufficient deep knowledge about AI. Just a human recruiter and willing to embrace a new recruiting process that can do. So it's easier than you think. Number one. Number two is really the most important. Is the mindset, right? So the mindset is that I don't want to just so confident about my initial intuition. I feel it. No, this person will not. Oh, I love this person. Oh, this person looks so, that kind of a very early on intuitive reaction to an application. So this is about the mindset, is to be humble, to say that I don't want to do that. Or I can, but I will face more hiring errors, a lot more. But if I can restrain that, follow this process, then it's still me. I will make that decision, but I will make that decision with so many data insights in front of me. And then my intuition is becoming empowered. So I will hire much more precisely, much better. That's the second, the mindset of a little bit of humbleness.
Well, it's great information. Appreciate what you've offered today. So let's hope this makes a difference in the world of hiring in our industry.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to be able to talk to you, Jeff, here in this amazing channel.